And so revealed his glory, and the disciples began to believe in him. Got a little joke for you, and I hope you catch it a lot better than the 8 o'clock group did. They were a little slow in the upkeep. A man is ready to take a shower. As he's ready to get in, his wife comes in to go to the medicine cabinet, and he kind of shyly or smirkly says, well, the neighbors who see me dressed like this mowing the yard. His wife paused for a while, looked at him and said, they probably thought I married you for your money. Guys, thank you for getting it. I want to talk about the last few Sundays we have been dealing with a very interesting concept about who Christ is, especially with the Feast of the Epiphany. The Magi come and they give witness to him, and they say that it is a manifestation of Christ going to all the nations, that he came for the whole world and not just for the Jewish people alone. Manifestation, Epiphany. Last Sunday we did the baptism of the Lord, where the Spirit comes down and says, this is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased. The Father recognized him as his Son, the second person of the Trinity. And today now, we have him doing a marvelous miracle of turning water into wine. And the disciples, so taken up as they come to believe in him, he becomes a great miracle worker, a great worker of things. But what I want to focus on the idea of change, a little concept. He changes water into wine. And because of that, it's the best they've ever had. Even the wine steward says, this is the best I've ever had. Normally we serve the best first and then the least. But Christ gives us the best now. It's about change. And Christ came to change things, did he not? He came to change the world. And one of the ways he wanted us to know was the Father's great love for us. And what kind of love we should have for him, and how we manifest that love is how? Through love of neighbor. He also changed the way about sinners. He forgave their sins and asked them to sin no more. They were to change their lives and focus only on God as part of their following Christ. But he also healed the sick. He healed and gave miracles to the blind, through sight to the blind. He changed people's lives. But there were some people who did not accept that change, did they not? The scribes, the Pharisees, those who when he told them that they must follow him and they must eat of his body and blood, they turned away from him. They just couldn't do it. And also, we can do the greatest change, the greatest miracle that we do every time we come to do Eucharist, do we not? We make Christ present through bread and wine, his body and blood. And he's the one that changes it. But it's not only does he change bread and wine, he's also supposed to be changing us. We need to change because we have received the body and blood of Christ. And that's a great miracle. As we read in the second reading today about the gifts of the Spirit. We all have that same Spirit. And the greatest gift we have as a people of God is to make Christ present in our lives. Not just in the Eucharist, but in us. If we've received his body and blood, what are we to do? We don't keep it for ourselves. We are to go out and change the world just as Christ changed the world. But we got to believe. We see bread and wine, but we believe his body and blood because of who? Because of Christ himself. We believe in Christ because he has manifested himself in time, and now he manifests himself again in time through body and blood. And we're asked to make him present through our own lives. We go beyond just belief. We go to making him present through our own lives.